Hello, and thanks for joining me tonight. My name is Mike Tellerito, CEO of K9 for Veterans. Tonight, we've got two very special guests with us. We got Mike Cozzi, who handles the K9 for Veterans Waffle page, and Zach, Zach Jett, our spokesperson for the Midwest. Mike, this waffle page that we created to generate funds so we can keep providing service dogs to veterans, I think we really need to let people know how this actually works. Why
Sure.
don't you give us a rundown?
So we're just over a year right now into doing this, and we've grown to about 2,500 people that have joined the page. Not that everybody participates and plays, but what we do is we do legal online raffles using the dog's version of calling them a woofle. And most of our raffles are 25 entries. Some are 30 entries. Like on Mondays, we do a traditional $5 Mondays, which has allows for 30 entries at just $5. And then it's a $100 prize. And K9 after fees makes about anywhere from 45 to like $50. During the week, like today, for example, we put up a $400 check, so people are able to go in, they write paw to enter, and then they submit payment to my beautiful bride, who is an administrative assistant for K9.
Right.
She'll handle all the payments. She's just not very willing to be on camera. She prefers to be behind the scenes. But
She's a shy one.
she's a little on more of the shy side, and I'm, I guess, more outgoing there. But she handles taking in all the payments, handling all of the names that come in, and we build a wheel. When we do the wheel, it is a wheel of names. You're put in the order that you entered, but that doesn't necessarily help in any way because it's a random spin as to who the recipient is going to be. As the wheel spins, the name comes up with whoever the winner is going to be, and then that individual has their prize. Now, some prizes that we've done, for examples, besides our checks, is gift cards to Delta or Southwest Airlines. We've done Disney, we've done restaurants, we've done grocery stores, we've done just different things. Gas cards are sometimes very popular, especially with the cost of gas. So there are ways that you're able to still support K9 while taking a chance to win some cool
Right.
prizes.
Now, there's no way we control who wins. That's all random. It's all done by the computer. We have no control. You have no control, nor K9 have any control over that. Correct?
It is literally done by the wheel is constantly spinning, so you see it spinning as the participants play along with it. And then we're talking, we bring up a little bit, and then we do the spinning of the wheel, so it's set to a different time table, and then it's however the name appears, and the name that comes up on the screen, that's who the winner is going to be.
I see. Mike, what you're doing truly helps us provide. I think through the course of the year, the money you generated through the waffle page has helped us definitely provide some service dogs to veterans.
Well,
Just with that extra income that you're generating, and that goes against our donations, that goes against our sponsors, that goes against all of it. I mean, it's money that we wouldn't have if it wasn't for you and your wife Tiffany doing this for us, because this is a lot of work. This isn't something you just sit down and say, okay, I'm going to spin that wheel and we're going to pick a winner. There's a lot of work that goes into making this thing successful, like it has been, and it's been very successful for a year now. A lot of people are playing, a lot of people are winning, and like you say, it gives them a chance to win something back and support Canine at the same time.
sure. Well, we appreciate that. We do everything that we can within the timetables that we have, and sometimes we run a little behind schedule, and
Right.
that's going to happen with it because we do still have three kids that are obviously priority number one. But it's our opportunity to give back to those that have obviously served, and knowing that the service dogs that K9 assist with and the training, and knowing that the funds are all being utilized to help provide that for medical and for food and for training, it's worth our investment in time to be able to pay this forward in our way. So
It's been huge. I can't even trust huge asset to K9. It's been a money generator. It's allowing us to do things that we normally couldn't do or wouldn't have the funds to do. So for what you're doing, that truly helps a veteran receive a service dog because all those funds go to the service dog program. Mike, you're involved in Caring Patriots, which is another great organization, by the way.
thank
I mean, I hear and I talk to a lot of veterans every day, and they all say the same thing. For what you're doing for them around the holidays, a lot of them wouldn't have food on their table if it wasn't for what you're doing to help them put food on their table.
Yes, and I greatly appreciate that as well. Caring Patriots is just as K9 is your baby. That's mine.
Right.
I started that, and we were going into our 14th year. For us, it's only one major event yearly where we provide. Now we call it a jewel shopping experience, which is where we have the recipients come out to the store and do their own shopping. For years, we used to do a giveaway of food where we'd work with schools and churches and businesses, but we've kind of converted it over now to where all the vets that we're able to assist on a year by year basis, they literally can come right out to the store and
Do their
buy the
job.
items that they need. So that frees up a lot of extra money, especially going into the holiday season to assist
Right.
their
And
family.
that's when people really could use the help the
Mm.
most is around the holidays because they're getting ready for Christmas, they're buying all those gifts and spending money on other things other than what they're doing. But it's that I mean I know K9 we've sent a number of veterans over to Caring Patriots and for that food, and I'll tell you, a lot of them just flat out said, Mike, I can't thank you enough. I said, don't be thanking me. You thank Mike Cozzi because he's the one that made this work and puts it together, him and his team. And Tiffany, she's a huge asset, even with Carried Patriots, to help you get through this. But, a lot of them, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of them that we sponsored to go over to your organization to get that food for the holiday, for Thanksgiving, um, they flat out said, Mike, I don't know what I was going to do. I don't know how I was going to put food on my table, for my family. And this came just in the nick of time to help and make my holidays successful and a great thing for my family. So, you know, it's good to hear those kind of comments
Sure,
about Aaron Patriots and what you're doing. So, I just wanted to give a shout out to you for what you're doing because you help all veterans. Doesn't matter the branch of service or where they served or when they served. It's all about our veterans.
absolutely.
And you
And
got
every veteran that we assist, it's irregardless of their color of their skin because you all bleed red, white, and blue.
that's
Um,
right.
you made that sacrifice, you made that commitment to serve our country, and this is our opportunity to serve you back, which is why we do everything. But it's also, why the effort and the time and the commitment, and as you mentioned, it's a lot of work. It's literally,
Yes, it is.
doing the Wuffle page is a ton of time
Oh
and
yeah.
effort. And it's not just literally grabbing those names. My wife has to do the processing and make sure that there's payments. And some people, have to be chased down basically to make payments to see if they still want to get in. And sometimes we have to re-release because payments are not made. So to get back onto what we were talking about with what we're doing with this, none of these wheels are spun until 100% of the payment is made.
Right.
And when you look at the prize and the value, basically as a roundabout figure, with the exception of the $5 Mondays, because that's basically $50 per Woofle. The rest of them is only making like 75, $80 on average per Woofle. So you got to add that up and realize how much time and effort is put in on our behalf to be able to do that. But in the long run, if we know that our contribution and our time is helping, whether it be Zach's dog with the medical care, or whether it be John's dog with food, or whatever the case may be, then it's worth it because we're paying it forward to be able to assist as many vets in need with the service dogs that they need, with the training, with the ability to return to what is deemed normal,
Right, moral life.
because of that contribution. So it's all worth it. Obviously, we'd love to get more people involved, more people playing, and spread it out. There are some that are dedicated. I mean, we legitimately have, and I don't want to call out any names, but we legitimately have some people that are so committed that I could put up for a Wuffle, and this is going to sound sarcastic, but my kids' old play outfits that are here in the yard or whatever, and they would still get into it because it's supporting canine.
And
Something
that's
that might be low
amazing.
value could probably throw out for the trash man to pick up. They're there to support the cause, whether it be a very cool prize, whether it be a gift card for airline tickets or Disney, or like a restaurants or shopping experience. They're just that much involved. Another thing that we do that's fairly popular. We've been running, once a month, 50/50s, and it's usually done towards the end of the month, where it's a $5 entry, and some of those have gone up to $500-$600,
Right.
where people are really getting behind it. So, hopefully we get more people to get involved, and if it's once a week or twice a week that you're able to play, it definitely makes an impact, and those are the lasting impressions that we want to be able to make.
Mike, what do you think your most popular Wuffle is?
I think at one point there somebody said that there was a date with Tiffany, and that thing just went off the rocket popularity. Um, to be honest with you, Mike, it really varies because
Right,
uh, the gas cards were going like really really hot when gas was even more expensive than it is now.
right,
Um, it's all about the timing. Sometimes the 50/50 is a very hot one. A lots of times when we do a it's your choice, which literally we allow the winner to pick. Um, but you can put up $100, even a $5 Monday for $100 check, and that thing can fly off.
right.
Some of these close
It
in an
just
hour or two.
depends, I
So
guess.
it literally the time that you put it up, and
Right.
we try to vary. We've done it for over a year, so you sort of run out of options, but we're always willing to take new suggestions. And the weird thing is, whenever we put up like prizes, or most people just choose a regular gift card, and Amazon or Walmart, or because
Right.
then they can use it for them and their family themselves to pick the item that they want. So, but we're always open to suggestions as well.
So if you put out, say, a $50 gift card and people are betting $5, that it's a $5 wager, correct?
Well, the smallest that we do is 100. Like
Okay.
let's use Monday for example. Mondays are we dedicate and we call them $5 Mondays. So the prize value is $100. That one we allow 30 entries. So 30 times 5 is 150. Minus the fees that are associated with Venmo, Canine for Veterans is going to make roughly $45 to $50 max on that particular Wuffle.
That's
The
awesome.
rest of the week, we raise the value of them a little bit more, and then Canine might make $70 to $80, give or take, depending on what it is. So,
And all this is money that K9 wouldn't have to use for our service dog program, whether it's for food or for a service dog or medical bills. We wouldn't have that money if it wasn't for your efforts going forward and promoting this and making this really work. Because, for a year, it's been amazing. It really has. I mean,
well, and
K9 itself couldn't be happier with the results of the page.
I don't want to turn the table or the wheel per se here, but we wouldn't have as many of our veterans that are benefiting from the companionship and with the service dogs, and be able to do as much as there was, if it wasn't for your efforts to start it and what Canine stands for. So if all of us pull our weight in different ways and bring different spectrums to the table to assist our veterans in need, that's how it works. That's how it's going to be successful. And this is our thing that we're able to do. Again, it's a lot of time, and sometimes it's demanding. But if we know in the end that it's helping, then that's why we do what we're doing, and we're gonna continue to do what we're doing as well. So
Zach, why don't you tell the viewers that are watching, as a veteran and a service dog, what this service dog means to you, how it's helped you, and by you telling our audience that, maybe that'll entice more people to want to play because they can see what it's done for you. It's good when they can hear the results directly from a veteran who has
absolutely,
this. We could talk all day about canine this, canine that, canine this, but the bottom line is, what's it actually doing for our veterans? That's why Zach has became a spokesperson, because he's so, I don't know, dedicated and sincere about the program and what it's done for him. Zach, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, it's it's completely life changing. We come back from war, we come back from the military, we come back with all these issues, and we always had somebody with us while we were in the military. Always somebody by our side to help us out, somebody to talk to, whatever it may be. And we come home, we lose that, and we're lost. So having the dog with us, it really helps having somebody right there with you. I know it's a dog, it's not a person, but sometimes that dog means more than anything else in the world. And with me, I came home, I didn't want to do anything. I was stuck inside all the time. I didn't want to go out to eat with the family. I didn't want to go shopping with the wife. And I came back and reevaluated everything, ran into K9s, started the service dog stuff. And next thing you know, I started going out more and more and more and more. And
And look at you now.
it completely changed my life.
Yeah.
And I see all these other veterans that came in after I did, and they were exactly where I was whenever I started. They're quiet, they're to themselves, they don't communicate, they go to training class, they go straight home. That's it. And about 3 months in, all of a sudden you start seeing them talking. Then they're talking about, oh, well, I'm going to stop over here on my way home, whenever they hadn't said anything about it in 3 months, 4 months.
What I like is the competition that it forms and the bonding, that most of our veterans have been loners. And when they start the training program, um, they form a bond with the other veterans because they're going through the same thing. Mike, I think you're what you're doing. I mean, when you came, this was just a great asset, the canine. And hearing from our, when you hear Zach talk and you listen to what he's saying about what that service dog means to him, I hope everybody out there listens and appreciates the value of his. And it's a dog. You're right, Zach, but it's a service dog.
Yep.
That dog is there for us 24/7. It's got our back. We call it our battle buddy because it's always got our back. Mike, you have been doing this for a year now. Any funny stories for us?
there's
I mean,
always some.
that we could talk about.
Yeah, right. That's a whole other story. But um, we we get sometimes where somebody's confused and they don't know what it is, and we've had occasionally that people think that it's a scam and that it's not legit, and it's great when you get stories from Zach or from anybody else that shares with it, because for me this is 100% volunteer. I'm not making one red
Not a
cent
dime. Not
of
a
my time
dime.
in doing this.
This is all on
uh,
your time.
it's whenever you see me that's doing it, it's 100% volunteer effort on my behalf. Now, my wife does. She is an administrative assistant, so she does get a small salary from K9, which she does handle the banking and all that. But there's still a heck of a lot of time that is put in order to do the stuff that she does as well. So it's our way to be able to give back. As Zach mentioned, you went over there and you were always together. You always had somebody with you. You never did anything alone. And as you said, that is your battle buddy. Well, now you're coming home, and these service dogs, those are your buddies. Those
Yep.
are the ones that are never leaving your side, that know that, at any time that you turn, they have your back. As you've mentioned, it's a dog, but it's still one that can take care of you and to be with you, and so that you know that
Always
you're
got your back.
Oh
you
yeah.
fear of being alone, which makes it, certainly worth it. And I'm probably repeating where I'm going with my train of thought here, but that is why we want to continue to be able to do all of this, is so that we have this opportunity to to continue the training, to continue to be able to provide the medical, to continue to be able to provide the food, because you need to continue to have revenue coming in. It's not like, all right, well, we got this great donation from um, whoever it may be that is going to carry you on. At all points in time, you got to continue to have revenue coming in order to be able to the organization K9 to stay afloat and stay positive. So that's why we
We couldn't do the things we do without people's generosity, just like you with Caring Patriots. If you didn't have the support behind you and people believing in you and what you're doing for Caring Patriots by providing that food for veterans, you wouldn't be able to do what you do.
this is true. This is
You
true.
know, it's
But we
because
all do it together. It
right.
may be my organization, but if I didn't have all the volunteers, I mean, last weekend,
Oh,
this
takes
weekend,
an army.
we have a huge collection effort, and the good thing with us, and I will throw it out there, Jewel is very, very generous to both organizations, both Caring Patriots, and they allow, even with K9, we have two different stores
Right.
that they allow us to basically have where people can go and pick up their items from, which is very special. Plainfield and Oak Lawn, when they win prizes, once a week we get out to the store and we drop it
Right.
off. We're able to come in and pick it up, so that they're not paying the shipping and handling charge. So
That's
that worked
amazing.
out great as well to have.
Well,
Uh,
Jewel, I mean, we've worked with Jewel ourselves, and they're
sure,
just a great bunch of people. They really are. Now, that's one organization that truly cares about our veterans. They really do. A lot of people claim, "Oh yeah, we support our veterans, we this, we that, whatever." But Jewel actually practices what they say,
beautiful.
because anytime we've contacted Jewel that we needed something, we wanted to stand in front of one of their stores for donations. Yeah, sure. You know, as long as they don't have anybody else booked, we've got it. So, and Jewel has been very gracious to Caring Patriots to allow them to do what they're doing for you now.
Yeah, it's definitely been a positive partnership that we're blessed to have that
So
relationship.
let's give a big shout out to the Jewel organization for what they do for Caring Patriots and K9 for veterans, because
Sure.
it's like I said, there's a lot of companies out there that claim to be, all behind the veterans, but in reality, it's like, yeah, it's just lip service, where Jewel actually preaches and practices what they preach. Mike, what do you see for the future for the waffle? No, you wait a minute. Back up a minute. You never told me a funny story.
Um, well, we had
Yeah.
we had an instance where my wife does a phenomenal job of keeping track of all of it,
Right.
and I made a mistake. I went out and bought a prize. I think it was supposed to be for $200, and I guess I read the 200 as a 500. So I almost gave somebody a $500 prize,
Whoa.
one of 200, which would have been a $300 in the hole. But fortunately, and I did. I made the purchase, and then before the person picked it up, I caught it, and they were honest enough to where it's like, no, that card is the wrong value. I've got to, I got to fix this issue. And no problem. Instead of, hey, they could have taken it and had 500, and we would have been 300,
Sure.
down, which would have cost us. So I mean, there's positives like that. You deal with a lot of honest people that realize that, hey, it's helping the cause, and
You
that's what
know,
it's.
for those who think that this, we've had a couple people question the legitimacy
Sure.
of what we're doing, but we're licensed by Will County to hold these waffles. I mean, they just don't grant that to everybody.
Yeah, because it's basically, in theory, it's kind of like online gambling. So
Exactly.
it, you know, to have that and to be able to have the right to have that license, which goes year by year, to be able to do that to prove that you're a charity, is a great thing. Um, that it is not a illegitimate, um,
Right.
somebody is out there.
And we've
How
had no complaints from anyone
what's
about
that?
the way we have no complaints from anyone. We get nothing but a lot of positive feedback for the way it's run. Not for the prizes or whatever, but just for the way it's run. It's well organized, it's efficient, people can see it's legitimate, and it's all done out in the open. When you
Yeah,
spin that wheel, you know right then and there if you won or not. And like
the
I
trans
said,
is
no
definitely there.
control over that wheel.
They have no control over it whatsoever.
All right.
It works out. Charlie, can you turn the light on, please, bud? It's getting kind of dark out here. My little man's coming out to check on me here, and maybe if we get a
Yes,
little,
I'm pretty sure
but
Dad's okay.
yeah, that or let the dog in, one or the other. There we go. Now we got to look back. Leave it on, bud. Thank you. But yeah, it's definitely it's random names as to however they come in, so there is no control over those. And we've had some times where Facebook will freeze up, and do a glitch, and if the name is not announced, we show that. We also show that it tells you on that wheel of names, which is a free site, anybody can go to it, how many times you spun a wheel. So it's not like we're waiting to pick any particular name. Every single person who enters, we want to win. Unfortunately, you can only have one on most of the prizes. Now,
All
once in a
right.
while, we'll do something that has, maybe multiple winners. So it might alter the prize amount when you have a multiple winner, but it gives more people to do that. And we've noticed that sometimes when we do those multiple winners, that it's people are more willing to get into it because now instead of 1 in 25, now they might have 3 in 25 or 5 in 25. And we also do some things, once in a while. We just celebrated our 1 year anniversary. As we mentioned, Jewel has done a lot for us, but we also have a very good relationship with Paul and Gloria and everybody from the
Texas
countryside,
Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse, because what they do is phenomenal. We just had we gave away free entries for anybody who's participated in our first year, and there was 180 names or something. All they had to do is write in, so that means that they've still seen it. There's more than 180 people that played, but we wanted to get people more interested, and I think we gave away something like 25 free dinners for two or whatever it was. I don't
Right.
remember the exact amount. Uh,
$40 discounts.
right. So it was, something to be able to give back for people that are, going to go out. And that's good at any Texas Roadhouse. Wasn't
Right.
just good there. So we did have
Oh,
some out of state that, we're still going to be able to enjoy that. So, we do try to work together with the community, and whenever we get things like, I'll give another example. I just today it was dropped off. Our friends with, the corn rows corn maze, dropped off a couple gift cards that we're going to be able to do. So that becomes 100% profit for K9 because
right.
not paying for that, and we're still able to include that in the Wuffle. So for those that are watching for the first time that are trying to understand exactly what the Wuffle is, it is a private group. It has to be considered a private group because it is gambling. So anybody can enter. You just got to send a request to join, and then you get in there, and you'll see once in a while Michael post, once in a while Regina post, but you're mainly going to see me or my wife put up post, and there's instructions on every single post as to. So to give you an example, this morning I posted for a $400 check. So it had 25 entries, and last I looked, there was 3 left for today. So we got 3 more spots to fill. So somebody writes either paw, PAW, or you put the paw print, like a dog's giving the high five that he
Right.
wants to get it, and that secures your holding of your spot. Now, there's also in the instruction on every single Wuffle is detailed instructions of how you're going to send your payment. Well, there's only 2 means that we accept: Venmo or Zelle. Zelle is our preferred because there's no fees, or Venmo, which goes into a separate account that we monitor, or my wife monitors. I have no access to it, but she monitors to make sure that the payments, once all the payments are made usually on Saturday, she spends hours building up these wheels. And then on Sunday evening, right now, we do a Facebook Live with all of our Wuffles for the week. And that video stays up on the page at all times to where you can always view it and see the wheel spin, how the name comes up. So that goes
Right.
back to before, where there's transparency, where it's 100% accessible and viewable, and you can see that you have no control over who is selected as the winner, and it varies. And there have been some winners who are hat streak and have hit 5 times in a given Wuffle. Now they pretty much play every single Wuffle, so their chances increase. But again, we have some that only get in once a week, and they only enter the $5 one, and we get it. Funds are limited in some situations, and some have extra funds, and really like to play and really know that either way, whether they win or they don't,
You're
they're
still helping K9.
yeah. And I'll tell you another thing again. I don't like to call out any individual names, but we have had people who have won the 50-50 that turn around and give a portion. I don't think anyone's done 100%, but they give a portion of it back.
Oh,
Or
nice.
we have had people that have, let's say won a $300 prize, and then they choose to accept a $200 prize and then give another $100 to K9. So
Right.
all of that gets added up, monthly as to what the profit margin is. And so far,
Yeah.
every month we've managed to make money. We're not losing money, obviously.
Not at all. Not at all. You've
It's
done
not
really well.
hard
Mike,
for our prizes.
I can't thank you personally enough, and especially Tiffany. Tiffany's an absolute doll to work with. She really is. She
Or,
is she is so on top of her game. I mean, I call with a question, bam, I got an answer. If there's no, well, I'll get back to you, nothing. She's very dedicated to doing what she's doing, as you are. So I can't thank you enough. I don't think anyone, I mean, for doing what you're doing, for doing it for free, you put a lot of work into this. I see it coming. So, God bless you for what you're doing. Thank you. I hope everyone out there hears this message and tries to get out to Wolfle. And Mike, I know Caring Patriots is coming up the time of the year where they need to get some more money generated. We're a not for profit, you're a not for profit, but I believe that working together, not for profits could achieve so much more working together than they can on their own. So, why don't you give a shout out to where people can go to help out? Because this is really important because you help, I mean, a boatload of people on Thanksgiving. I mean, a boatload of people. I mean, you handle a small army of people. Why don't you tell people how they could help Caring Patriots pull this off for Thanksgiving?
So we're going into, this will be our 14th year that we do our event, and it's no longer a giveaway of food. As I mentioned before, we've converted it over to now it's a jewel shopping experience. But the truth be told, from the recipients that I've talked to, even though they're not getting the magnitude necessarily that they were before, now they're getting directly what benefits
They
their
want
family.
and what they want.
So, I mean, in Zach's case, he's got young kids who, versus let's say somebody who, maybe is a Korean War veteran or something. The needs for Zach's family versus, when my dad, before he passed, with his family, again, using two different examples here, we're not going to be the same. So giving away a random amount of food that was, let's say sugary cereals to somebody who's a diabetic doesn't
Right.
do this. Now what we do with raising the money, a successful weekend last weekend, we have more opportunity this weekend where we're trying to cover shifts and trying to get as many volunteers out as possible. We take 100% of that. We have a motorcycle run in a couple weeks. We did a golf outing. We do, fundraising throughout the year where everything that we raise as a 100% volunteer organization gets used towards the cause.
Right.
And then that allows for the vets to go out and go shopping, which this year is going to be November 26th. So literally 2 days after Thanksgiving, we're starting the holiday season off with having this shopping experience.
Why
Where they're
don't
going
you,
to come
why
out.
don't you tell them where they can go to make a donation to Caring Patriots and play? Don't forget K9.
always go to K9st.org. But Caring Patriots is we also have our website, which is caringpatriots.org. There is a donate now button on there. Anything that is used is again going to get paid forward towards this year's Veterans Food Drive, and we appreciate that little plug as well.
Well, God bless Michael. We have to end the show, but I can't thank you enough. I know Reggie Latuca, our vice president, she just thinks you guys are the best thing since ice cream. It's helped us that much. I mean, the funds that we've raised, sometimes when I find out what we're supposed to deposit into our account from the Waffle account, I just have to take a step back and go, really? You're kidding. All that from just the waffle. Yeah, but it's true. So God bless you and thank you for your dedication to K9, to the waffle page, and to Caring Patriots. You're doing some amazing things, Michael. It's an honor to be a part of what you're doing. It's an honor to have you on board with K9. You're very well respected and liked by everyone that I know. So it's a huge asset to have you in our corner. So God bless you and thank you for what you're doing. Zach, thank you for being a guest tonight to let the audience know firsthand what it means to have a service dog. And hopefully that'll prompt some more people to spread the word. If they can just pass this link on to their friends who's not doesn't know about us yet, just let them know that they can join in and help K9 for Veterans and
Oh yeah.
provide a service dog. So God bless both of you guys for being my guest tonight. And again, Michael, I can't thank you and Tiffany enough. Give my regards to Tiff. Even though
I,
she's a little camera shy, I get it. She's a beautiful lady. She should be on camera.
all
She's
right.
a lot better looking than the three of us.
On our best day combined.
Her best day combined. So wait,
All right.
Tiffany just chimed in. Yes, we had quite a few make donations back to the course. Yes. Tiffany, she's amazing. Michael, God bless you. God bless Tiffany. Zach, as always, take care of yourself and your family. And we'll be talking soon, guys.
Sounds
Thank you.
good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And hopefully we can get some.
Michael, it's totally our pleasure. Believe me. Thank you.